Liv Morgan cries uncontrollably after getting rejected by Dom, the best and worst of WWE Raw. The WWE slammed for failing Bobby Lashley. Nia Jax's internal status with the WWE hanging by a thread. Triple H forced to fire a top name for causing an injury. Jey Uso on the child that got in his way during Raw entrance. Triple H giving away a World Heavyweight title match. Rhea Ripley's husband breaks silence on Rhea Ripley licking Dominik Mysterio. Liv Morgan's poorly executed Raw segment bashed. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE Raw. WWE Raw tonight was fantastic. A lot happened on the show, with some huge developments heading into SummerSlam. The build-up to the premium live event has gotten better over time, and this episode got us excited. As we will see, Judgment Day was heavily featured. Meanwhile, CM Punk has been cleared, although there is a separate issue with his current storyline. The action was great too, with strong performances from Ilya Dragunov and Xavier Woods. Anyway, let's quickly get into the biggest positives and negatives from tonight's episode of WWE Raw. Number 1. Best. We're feeling Yusi tonight. WWE Raw ended on a high note, as Jey Uso and Sami Zayn reunited in tag team action. The former Bloodline members defeated Finn Balor and JD McDonough in an incredible main event after Zayn saved Uso from a Judgment Day attack backstage. From their entrance together to their in-ring chemistry, the babyfaces were on fire here. So, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso might have a pending shot at the World Tag Team titles. However, the Intercontinental Champion does have to tackle Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. It remains to be seen if Zayn and Uso will become a more regular team going forward. If WWE Raw was a test, they passed with flying colors. Number 2. Worst. Punk is finally cleared, but Adam Pearce has a twist. The wait is over. CM Punk is finally allowed to wrestle again. The Best in the World announced the good news on WWE Raw, following which his match with Drew McIntyre was made official for SummerSlam. Adam Pearce then revealed his big twist, introducing Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. Neither competitor was particularly happy about it. This may have upped the drama, with the Visionary having issues with both Punk and McIntyre. However, the focus now won't be on their in-ring work at SummerSlam, at least in the biggest parts of the match. Rollins may prove to be too much of a distraction after being inserted into this rivalry that has been building for months on WWE Raw. Number 3. Best. Uncle Howdy saves Otis on WWE Raw. This might be the weirdest combination of babyfaces to be a part of the same segment, but it felt right seeing Uncle Howdy save Otis on WWE Raw. Chad Gable offered his ex-students to join him and the Creed brothers again to fight the Wyatt Six. Naturally, Otis rejected Master Gable and attacked his new allies before the numbers game caught up to him and Akira Tozawa. This eventually led to the lights going out before things could get worse, as Uncle Howdy laid out Chad Gable with Sister Abigail. The Wyatt Six being babyfaces and targeting corrupt tyrants is an interesting direction. So far, it has worked pretty well. However, one can only hope Gable and the Creeds still have momentum after they are finished with Uncle Howdy and his crew. Number 4. Worst. 50-50 booking never works. It may not have been totally clean, but Zelina Vega's win over Zoe Stark on WWE Raw was ill-advised. Stark's new faction with Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville needs all the momentum it can get right now. This includes winning every match they have, at least for a few weeks. Deville defeated Lyra Valkyria earlier on the show, but Stark should have won. All is not lost, though, with the trio getting a chance to redeem themselves in 6-woman tag team action next weekend. However, a 50-50 booking wouldn't get them over at all. Number 5. Best. Dirty Dom's decision. We end just the way we started, with the Judgment Day. Every story involving the group tonight was well told, from Jey Uso and Sami Zayn reuniting to Damian Priest brawling with Gunther. However, the drama between Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley may have been the most interesting thing from WWE Raw. It seems like Dirty Dom has finally made his choice. The Judgment Day member was clear in picking Mommy over Liv Morgan, who tried her hardest to get Mysterio on her side. The Women's World Champion dressed her best too. However, she ended up in tears after Dominik tore into her during his promo. It was absolutely brutal. Ripley then kissed him on the cheek before licking him. A bold choice, but one that has taken the internet by storm. It remains to be seen if Dominik Mysterio was telling the truth on WWE Raw. He might very well betray his mommy at SummerSlam and side with Morgan. If this is a ruse, though, Dirty Dom and Liv played their parts on WWE Raw to perfection. Rhea Ripley needs to keep her eyes and ears peeled now to avoid the ultimate betrayal at the biggest event of the summer. The WWE slammed for failing Bobby Lashley. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo spoke in detail about the company's mishandling of Bobby Lashley. The star is a 2-time WWE champion. Lashley is expected to leave WWE and enter the free agency market soon. His contract expires next month, and the two parties have reportedly not negotiated a renewal. The star was also recently removed from the company's roster page. This week on Legion of Raw, Russo detailed that it was clear WWE didn't know how to book the Almighty. He felt that if the creative team couldn't book a stellar talent like Lashley, they had no business in the wrestling industry. Bro, listen man, Chris and I have been talking about this for years. If you don't know how to book a guy like Bobby Lashley, what are you doing in the wrestling business? What are you doing in the wrestling business, man? There are no official statements from Bobby Lashley or the WWE about his current status. Things might change quickly, but the star may be done with the company as it stands. Given his stellar career in the independent circuit, it will be interesting to see where Lashley lands next. Nia Jax's internal status with the WWE hanging by a thread. Nia Jax's status with WWE has now been reported on. Both she and Tiffany Stratton are implicated in the write-up. Nia Jax has been after Bayley in recent weeks and is trying to gain the upper hand before their match at SummerSlam. She has her work cut out for her, but as the queen of the ring, she's also been quite dominant and received support from Stratton. The duo has become formidable on SmackDown, even though Bayley was ready for them this week and destroyed Stratton's Money in the Bank briefcase. A report by WRKD Wrestling stated that over the last few months, Jax has consistently received praise internally. This is due to her continuously improved performance. As it turns out, she's to be rewarded for it, and due to being connected to her, Tiffany Stratton will also be rewarded. Nia Jax has received praise in recent months for her continuously improved performance and is expected to be rewarded for it. Tiffany Stratton will reap the rewards as well. At this time, it's not certain whether that means she will be getting the title when she faces Bayley at SummerSlam. Fans will have to wait and see. After winning Queen of the Ring, Jax can challenge Bayley for her WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. This is even more relevant because this will be Jax's first televised title shot since moving to SmackDown. The last time she challenged for the title in a televised program, she fought several other women in the Battle Royal for the vacated Women's World Championship after Rhea Ripley was injured and had to leave. On that occasion, Becky Lynch won. This time, Jax will be looking for a different outcome. Triple H forced to fire a top name for causing an injury. Triple H may now be forced to step in himself to deal with a recurring issue on WWE Raw, especially after a star was injured again this week. This may lead to a top name being fired. Over the last few weeks, attacks by Braun Breaker have made life difficult for everyone involved. He has repeatedly tried to insert himself into the Intercontinental Championship picture, but his tactic seems to be to attack and injure everyone else who stood in his way. His intent to do this, whatever the cost, has already hurt several others. Adam Pearce, as the Raw general manager, has not been able to stop him. Triple H may have finally seen enough and will have to step in. Ahead of SummerSlam, one of WWE's biggest events of the year, he would want everything to flow smoothly. So Pearce's inability to stop Braun Breaker's rampages will not have gone down well. He was excessively brutal this week as well, hitting Ilya Dragunov with a spear in midair. The match had to be stopped with a referee called. He got the match he wanted against Zayn at SummerSlam, but was still not done. He attacked Zayn after the main event, looking to hurt him again before heading into their SummerSlam match. Triple H will likely fire Adam Pearce because this has continued for months without Breaker stopping. He could even punish Breaker too. Whether this happens or not remains to be seen, but previously when stars ran wild, upper management had stepped in. It was seen after the 2016 drafts, as well as when Triple H was removed from his on-screen role more than a decade back by Vince McMahon himself. Previously, when The Rock and Cody Rhodes got in each other's faces, the Great One ordered the game to punish Cody. He didn't do that. Instead, he let it be known that he was in charge of things in WWE. The game has kept his authority and is still the head of creative, who decides what happens on each WWE show. Fans will have to wait to see if he chooses to exercise that authority soon. Jey Uso on the child that got in his way during Raw entrance. Jey Uso joined Sami Zayn in a mini OG Bloodline reunion on WWE Raw tonight. The duo faced off against Judgment Day in a non-title match in the main event, and the Green Bay crowd got a chance to get close and personal with them both. We saw the Intercontinental Champion join main event Jey as they made their way through the arena surrounded by the WWE Universe. In recent months, we've seen both superstars get close to the fans, taking their special connection with them to a new level. As enjoyable as these moments have been, tonight might have been the best. As Jey and Sami approached the barricade, a child with a yeet foam finger accidentally got in their way. Jey initially attempted to step to the side, but decided to pick the boy up and place him aside instead. Several accounts on X noticed the moment and pointed it out, getting a kick out of the hilarious interaction. Jey Uso began flirting with Rhea Ripley last week, following the shocking return of the Eradicator earlier this month. This week, Judgment Day sent him a message by attacking him backstage. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn made the save, setting up a main event match against the World Tag Team Champions. After that sweet fan moment during their entrance, Zayn and Uso managed to defeat JD McDonough and Finn Balor while handling Carlito, and Dirty Dominik Mysterio at ringside. Sami Zayn delivered a hell of a kick to JD before taking out the rest of the crew with his patented running tope. Main event Jey Uso secured another main event victory with the Uso Splash. Unfortunately, Sami's night wasn't over, as he was cut in half by Braun Breaker just before the show ended. Triple H giving away a World Heavyweight title match? The latest episode of Monday Night Raw was nothing short of chaotic, as several things got out of hand for General Manager Adam Pearce. Brawls erupted in the ring, security scrambled to maintain order, and chaos ensued backstage. A major thing that transpired on the show was Braun Breaker's mayhem, which left a trail of destruction upon Ilya Dragunov this week. The Mad Dragon suffered a potential injury during his #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship on Raw when Breaker speared him midair at ringside. In light of the ongoing situation, WWE's Chief Content Officer, Triple H, could ask Adam Pearce to give Dragunov a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship following SummerSlam. The game could make that proposal to the Raw General Manager to compensate for the Unbesiegbar's unfortunate injury, which snatched away his opportunity to compete at the biggest party of the summer. Moreover, Ilya Dragunov wasn't pinned during his match, which keeps his momentum intact and makes him worthy of a title opportunity. Therefore, upon Triple H's proposal, Adam Pearce could give him a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at Bash in Berlin. This could pave the way for the much-anticipated match between Dragunov and Gunther, which the WWE Universe has been clamoring to see on the main roster. However, this is mere speculation, and it remains to be seen whether fans get to behold the two former arch-nemesis Lockhorns in a thrilling encounter at Bash in Berlin, Germany. Braun Breaker has punched his ticket for SummerSlam by winning the #1 contenders match on Raw this week. He is set to face Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at the upcoming spectacle. However, Breaker could face consequences for his actions on Raw. For those unaware, the former NXT champion not only injured Ilya Dragunov, but also ambushed Zayn following the main event of Raw this week. He appeared out of nowhere and hit a vicious spear at the 39-year-old star in the middle of the ring. Therefore, Adam Pearce could punish Braun Breaker and put forth a major stipulation for him. Pearce could make an emphatic statement that Breaker laying hands on Zayn one more time could lead to his SummerSlam match getting canceled. The Raw General Manager could give the former NXT champion an ultimatum to prevent him from causing any more havoc ahead of the upcoming spectacle. This could help Adam Pearce tackle the Braun Breaker situation on Monday Night Raw and ensure a smooth road to SummerSlam. It remains to be seen whether Braun faces consequences for his actions on Raw next week. Rhea Ripley's husband breaks silence on Rhea Ripley licking Dominik Mysterio. The intense rivalry between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan is set to reach its climax at WWE SummerSlam, with both women vying for the WWE Women's World Championship. However, on the July 22nd edition of Monday Night Raw, after learning about her beloved Dominik Mysterio's backstage encounter with Morgan, Rhea Ripley dragged him out to the ring. Ripley immediately called out Morgan, who appeared in the audience but refused to enter the ring. Morgan expressed her affection for Mysterio while mocking Ripley's appearance. As she charged towards Morgan, Dominik intervened. In a moment of rage, Dominik declared his hatred for Morgan, saying she meant nothing to him, leaving her in tears. Ripley then showed affection for Dominik, infamously licking his face and walking hand in hand with him to the backstage area. Rhea's lick spot attracted the attention of her real-life husband, AEW star Buddy Matthews, who reacted to the same via his ex with a creature stuck behind a glass, licking it gif. While Buddy's reaction seemed on point, this recent development adds another layer of intensity to the already heated rivalry between Ripley and Morgan. With emotional stakes higher than ever, the stage is set for an explosive showdown at SummerSlam, which is expected to be nothing short of a blockbuster. As for Buddy Matthews, maybe he and Rhea would have a talk regarding the same once Mommy gets home. What are your thoughts on Buddy Matthews reacting to Rhea Ripley licking Dominik Mysterio's face on Raw? Liv Morgan's poorly executed Raw segment bashed. WWE star Dominik Mysterio rejected Liv Morgan this week on Raw. The Judgment Day member realigned himself with Rhea Ripley. Dirty. Dom got himself back into the good books of his mommy, and he publicly rejected Liv. He professed his disgust for the Women's World Champ and claimed she had destroyed his life. This announcement broke Morgan's heart, and she broke into tears. This week on Legion of Raw, Vince Russo detailed how the segment was executed poorly. He mentioned it was obvious that Dom would betray Rhea at SummerSlam, leading to Liv retaining the title. He pointed out that even announcer Michael Cole couldn't take the angle seriously. The Liv Morgan-Rhea Ripley stuff was so bad that even Michael Cole was laughing. Could they be any more obvious with Liv's fake cry face face that it's all a setup, and they're turning on Rhea? Could it be any worse? Like, she wasn't 1000% acting. How can a global mega-billion-dollar company put on such bad television? Rhea Ripley was happy that Dom denounced Liv, and even kissed him on the cheek as the segment ended. Now that Rhea and Dominik seem on the same page, it will be interesting to see how Liv Morgan defends her Women's World Championship at SummerSlam. Liv Morgan cries uncontrollably after getting rejected by Dom. In a Raw exclusive, Liv Morgan was seen crying as she made her way backstage. She paused briefly, continuing to cry, before resuming her walk with tears streaming down her face. We will have to wait and see how WWE will continue to book Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio's storyline as we near the SummerSlam Premium Live event on August 3rd, as anything could happen. The Women's World Champion ran away in tears, and she has now blacked out her official Twitter X profile. Her display picture and header have both been wiped out at the time of this video. It remains to be seen what Liv Morgan does next. She likely won't give up easily in her fight to steal Dominik Mysterio from Rhea Ripley, so expect some retaliation. The Women's World Champion might even have something up her sleeve for SummerSlam. Morgan will defend her title against Ripley in Cleveland, where Dirty Dom might have a part to play. While he might be loyal to Mommy, there is a chance of Mysterio betraying her and siding with Liv.